Ever had that one person at work or in life who just drives you absolutely crazy? Maybe they are passive aggressive, always criticizing, or just impossible to please. No matter what you do, it feels like you're stuck in a never-ending battle. Well, what if I told you that there is a way to not just survive these relationships, but actually thrive in them? And that is exactly what Ryan Leake's book is all about, how to work with complicated people. And today I'm breaking down the most powerful insights so you can handle even the most complicated people with confidence. Stick around because at the end of this video, you will have a game plan to turn these frustrating relationships into productive ones. And before we start, if you're new here, hi, my name is Mahmoud, and here on this channel I talk about book reviews, personal growth, productivity stuff, and making the most out of yourself. If this resonates with you, I'd love to have you here. The real reason people are difficult. Ryan Leake says something profound. Complicated people aren't the problem. Your approach to them is. One of the biggest shifts from this book is realizing that the problem is not always the other person. Sometimes it is the dynamic between you and them. Most of us assume difficult people are just toxic or impossible. The book argues that people act difficult when they feel unsafe. And yes, that is true. Think about it like this. A micromanaging boss might be insecure about losing control. A defensive coworker might have been burned before. A passive-aggressive friend might fear direct conflict. Emotions are a normal part of being human, which means they should be a normal part of working together. Usually, emotions are trying to tell you something, and you should listen. Don't be too quick or judge or condemn yourself or anyone else just because tensions are running high in the room. Instead, lean in, validate other people's emotions as well as your own, and learn what you can. When people express emotions, even if they do it poorly, they are offering you a connection point. You just have to understand what they are feeling. Are they scared of change? Instead of dismissing their concern, listen to it and take it seriously. Are they insecure about their role? Reassure them that they bring something invaluable to the table. The key: stop reacting to their behavior and start understanding their fear. Ryan calls it the safety gap. If someone doesn't feel psychologically safe, they act out. And your job is to make them feel understood and heard. Understanding people better is a learned skill, and that is good news. Why? Because it means you can get better at it. You can grow in it. While it's difficult to move towards someone you would rather move away from if you want to excel and be effective in your life and career, becoming competent at connecting with different kinds of people is one of the key skills that will help make that happen. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "Help me understand your perspective." Instead of, "Why did you do it that way?" try, "Help me understand your approach." The boat test, a mindset shift. Here's a mental exercise I loved from the book. The boat test. Imagine you're stuck on a boat with one person, and that person must be the complicated one, for a week. So what is the one thing that would make it bearable? More respect? Clearer communication? Less sarcasm? And this is not just hypothetical. It reveals what is missing in your relationship with that person. Every conflict has three versions. Your story, how you see it. Their story, how they see it. The real story, somewhere in between. We all know there are two sides to every story, but we often don't make space for the second side. We look at people through the lens of our assumptions, the lens of their reputations, or the lens of our frustrations. Instead of recognizing the beauty that comes from interacting with someone else's world, we treat them like they are from another planet. Our differences become tools to polarize, ostracize, and dehumanize each other. We may come from different worlds, but we share the same planet. We belong to the same species, the same human race. Rather than allowing our differences to divide us, we need to change the narrative in our heads. We need to tell ourselves a better, more generous, and more accurate story. Instead of assuming what you see is right, get curious and ask, what am I missing here? You will be surprised how often the other person has a valid perspective. Rian's big idea is, instead of focusing on what is wrong, focus on what would make it right. If you can figure out how to work with them rather than against them, your unique strengths and perspectives will often complement each other and create a better result than either of you would get on your own. Go on an expectation detox, lowering your expectations. Here's a hard truth. Not every relationship will be perfect. Author Donald Miller writes, when you stop expecting people to be perfect, you can like them for who they are. Some of us need to take a little pressure off and just allow the people around us to be themselves. And some of them need to do the same for us, but that is on them. Whenever you find yourself dealing with a complicated person, put yourself through a quick expectations detox, a reset, and make sure you're expecting the right things. Ryan introduces the 60% rule. If you're getting 60% of what you need from a work or personal relationship, that is actually good enough. Why? Because chasing 100% leads to frustration. We have to stop expecting people to change when they aren't even trying to change. If someone is on the trajectory of self-improvement, there will be signs. They will send signals. They will pay for coaching, a gym membership, a conference, therapy, or professional development. They will read books or listen to a podcast. They will ask questions. They will actively leverage sources to grow. A lot of people won't do that, though, because they think, I'm good. Everyone else is the problem. Don't mope around, waiting for someone like that to change or meet your standards. You have higher standards for them than they do for themselves. Your boss doesn't need to be your mentor, just clear and fair. Your coworker doesn't need to be your best friend, just reliable. The book says, stop expecting people to be who they are not and start working with who they really are. This doesn't mean setting yourself up for complexity. It means choosing your battles, and sometimes good enough is enough. You can't fit people into tiny little boxes that will always predict their behavior, but you can get closer to understanding them if you're willing to work at it a little. And often closer is all you need to take your work relationship from difficult to dynamic. Why curiosity changes everything. When we refer to someone as difficult, lazy, or toxic, we enter fight or flight mode. Our brain shuts down. We get defensive. But curiosity flips a biological switch. Science backs this. Neuroscientists found curiosity triggers dopamine, the reward chemical. It literally makes your brain and the other person's brain want to engage. Rian's big advice. Keep learning, keep growing, keep Googling, keep ChatGPTing, if that is a word. Get comfortable with the reality of your ignorance. Learn to say things like, I don't know, or what do you think, or what am I missing here, or help me see your point of view. Think of your brain as a library. The more knowledge stored there, the more you can pull from to connect with others. Read books, listen to podcasts, take online courses, watch documentaries, go to conferences, go out for coffee with someone and take notes on what they are learning. You would be surprised what you will hear when you ask people, what have you been learning lately? Grow your knowledge and you'll grow your connections. Becoming a people person. My favorite one. What if I told you that working with complicated people is not about fixing them? It is about upgrading you. Let's debunk this. Becoming a people person is not about extroverted or nice. Once you start matching different ways of categorizing people, you start realizing there's an infinite combination of humans. It is not just our fingerprints that are unique, but everything about us. No two people are alike. Kleon writes, people person aren't born, they are built. They are strategists who chose curiosity over judgment. In order to work effectively with people, especially the complicated ones, you need to become a people person. I don't necessarily mean you have to become an extrovert. By people person, I simply mean you must become a student of people, an expert in humans, a teachable, growing individual who is curious about the nuances and flavors of humanity rather than feeling intimidated by them. I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I shared my top 5 lessons from the book, How to Work with Almost Anyone. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about books and personal growth. See you in the next time. Bye.